Yeah, and it's amusing for me because you're describing essentially our experience of we live in a city. The meeting point for people to start rioting is at the end of our block. So, that's not a really safe or comfortable place to be if shit hits the fan. And
Uh-huh.
then and then I'm like, well, maybe I should learn to grow some stuff. So we started, planting different things in our city backyard and learning various stuff and potatoes and tobacco and tomatoes and all these various things. And pretty soon I realized like we would eat through all this food real quick if we needed to. Planting 50 square feet is not going to do it. um, so here's a question: how, let's say we're building this community and we eventually expect, I don't know, 50 people to be living um, in some sort of village type setting. How much land would we need to farm to feed those 50 people?
Oh, wow. Well, obviously it depends a little bit on your, on your diet preferences, but of course, I'm a livestock guy. I mean, we,
Hmm.
we have we have a personal garden, but and we have fruit trees and things like that. So, I think what you need to do. Look, I don't have the exact number. I mean, in general, to supply a completely well-rounded diet of dairy, meat, poultry, produce, fruit, things like that. You're probably in the neighborhood of uh, maybe an acre a person.
Okay.
So 50 people, 50 acres. It's not as much as you think, because as permaculture teaches, we can stack things. So the same acre that carries the cow will also carry the chickens and the turkeys and and the fruit trees can act as trellises for grapevines, and sheep and chickens can be under the fruit trees, and shade tolerant vegetables can grow under the fruit trees. You want to keep your lettuce. Want to keep your lettuce and cabbage from bolting in July in Tennessee. We'll grow them in some shade under an apple tree, and it'll be a lot cooler, and they won't bolt. And so you take advantage of these stacking, these multi-level microclimates, and you can really stimulate a lot of production. I mean, John Jevons, the guru of French biointensive gardening. I mean, I don't know what he finally got down to on his numbers, but it was pretty low per person. I don't know, like 50 square feet. That's it. Maybe 100 square feet. That'd be a 10 by 10. I mean, it was really low.
Wow.
With real intensity, companion planting. Singing Frogs Farm out in Petaluma, California. They get 12 harvests a year per square foot, but they start everything in little soil containers, grow pots,
Hmm.
and so that they never plant a seed. They never plant a seed in their garden. Well, you think about it. It takes, for most vegetables, it takes most of 3 weeks or so, for the seed to germinate and kind of get up, break ground, and where you lock out. Oh yeah, yeah, we've got beets here, to get your third or fourth leaf up there. Well, they do all that in soil blocks. That's where I was looking for, in soil blocks in a hoop house, and so they're never planting seeds into the garden, and that that accelerates the harvest, and it reduces the amount of wait time between seed and harvest that's using your really critical garden space. So you concentrate in soil blocks, get all your seed started, and then when you set out, the plant is already at early juvenile stage, and so you reduce your square footage requirement to get that cabbage or beet or whatever it is. You reduce it from whatever 75 or 80 days. You reduce it down to 40 days. And that's huge when your space is precious.
Mhm.
So that's the idea.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And that's reminding me another part of the rice growing I saw in Indonesia was they they physically, plant a tiny little field and then they pull it all up and then they space it out and plant the full fields. And it's a very human intensive, they have a team of 4 or 6
Right.
that come out and plant a field. Um,
That-
and one thing I've heard you talk about is, one of the difference between the factory farming is that you're not necessarily relying on mechanization and fuel and fertilizing. You're putting more of your man hours and paying attention to things. um, so it's more human time intensive, your type of farming, is that right?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure how to what we do. Yes, if all farming were done our way, there would be for per pound, for pound or bushel of production, there would be more people on farms. But that's not to suggest that there wouldn't be that there are more people involved overall. For example, if we replace, for example, pesticides with human management, well, all those people running laboratories making pesticides, the people advertising pesticides, the people selling pesticides, the people administering the test to get a pesticide applicator's license. Are you with me?
Yep.
Those people now don't need a job. And so I'm not sure that overall, what it does is it puts more people in direct contact with production. It puts more people on the land. But does a pound of potatoes take more actual human effort? If you grow it from compost by hand than it does in in an Idaho 500-acre potato farm. I'm not sure. You take away all the people that had to build the machine, the potato harvesting machine, and all the people who had to drill for the oil to fuel the machine. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I'm not sure that that's the case. But it certainly does require more, whatever, eyes per square foot, eyes per acre,
Mm.
on the farm itself, which I don't apologize for. I think that's a good thing. I think we'd probably, if we had more eyes looking at our food, we might have better food. The fact that our food is largely grown behind no trespassing, signs and razor wire fences, probably gives license for a lot of cheating to go on.